New fashion pork, we needed to build a new feed mill. The one that we had in Worthington, Minnesota was very tired, well past retirement age, and so we identified we wanted to build a mill in Round Lake. We went out and placed several bids in the industry to design and build the new mill. My boss had said that situations and things had changed, and the contractor that we had selected was too high on his bid, and he wanted us to go rebid the milling process. But he still wanted the mill to be built that spring, start construction in 4 months. So it was kind of a shock, and so went back out to the industry, talked to a lot of the same people, but at that time, we had talked with Interstates for our controls, and they suggested that we contacted WEITZ. And I called this guy named Alex Westland.
We had gotten a phone call literally 2 weeks before they needed a number, and we had responded with face-to-face interviews and turned around general concepts, whether it's flows, GAs, equipment lists, and then high-level order of magnitude budgets to see if we're even in the ballpark. They loved the concept. The pricing was fair. We revised it and tweaked it to get dialed in on exact scope and refined pricing, and within 2 months of initial contact, we've been able to get engineering kicked off and being ready to mobilize on site.
Alex and his team, they put a really detailed proposal together that gave us a good idea of what they could bring to the table. And so that ability to flex that fast and their interest in our project instead of just hanging up the phone was probably the first thing that moved us forward with them.
If I was to substitute the word gold standard for a single other word, it would be passion. We have passion for what we do. We solve problems with passion. There is no second effort. It is all first effort. It's everybody pulling in that same exact direction. So when that passion is there at all times, things just get done differently. It gets done faster, it gets done with more lean principles, it gets done more accurately. It's just, we're different. It's exactly what the gold standard means in the industry.
I couldn't begin to tell you how many years of experience they had or anything like that, but you can tell if somebody knows their business. You ask them a question and they don't have to keep coming back to you and say, well, we'll get back to you on that. You ask them the question, they knew the answer. When their team showed up, they knew what they were doing. They hit the ground running. It was impressive to watch.
I would like to think that we at WEITZ continually adapt our approach. Our approach to be a full-service consultant for our owners is to understand their needs from the onset of a project or even before it becomes a project.
The things that WEITZ really picked up on early in our conversation with them, and other people didn't do this, was the fact that we were a small chicken company. We were a niche player at the time. We were 100% antibiotic free. We were in the process of moving into non-GMO chickens. There's certain things you need and you don't need in a feed mill if you're antibiotic free and if you're non-GMO. WEITZ identified those things early, and they built that into the feed mill. Without building in all the other things, it would increase our cost.
WEITZ was, I would say, eager to come and fix problems, right? Even now, after the mill's up and running, we call them and say, hey, this motor is burnt or this is not here. They say, that's our responsibility. We're gonna be back on site and come fix it. They haven't taken the final check and walked away, and that's really important for us.
If it's not perfect, if it's not right, we will make it that way. It's our responsibility to provide the best in everything we do. Not a 75% effort, not a 90% effort. It's got to be 100% effort, and it's got to be right. And if it's not right, we fix it. And if it's not the best, then we provide the best. Whether that's a piece of equipment, whether that's the engineering services, whether that's the construction, the quality we put in the field, or it's the communication with the owner, the relationship, we always, on every front, have a gold standard. So it's providing the best for our clients, it's providing the best for the project, the best for our own people. There is a gold standard there. We are better than everybody else, and we're not afraid to stand up and say it.